Pentagon ABCDE is congruent to pentagon VWXYZ. State which angles and sides are congruent. So first, let's get a visual of what we're looking at. Here's a pentagon, and we know that these two pentagons are the same, or they are congruent. So I will label this one A, B, C, D, E. And therefore this one will have to be V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now, if I follow my congruence statement, I know that side A, or angle A, has to be congruent to angle V. Following the congruence statement again, side angle B has to be congruent to angle W. Angle C will have to be congruent to angle X. Angle D will have to be congruent to angle Y. And finally, angle E will have to be congruent to angle Z. So I can label this picture as such. A is congruent to E, B is congruent to W, C is congruent to X, and finally, so we know that much. The picture helps us especially when figuring out congruent sides. So AB will have to be congruent to VW. CD will have to be congruent to, BC will have to be congruent to WX. CD is congruent to XY. DE will be congruent to YZ. And finally, AE will be congruent to BZ. And there I have it. I have stated which angles and which sides are congruent.